ECG is describing Gridco for load management request as an irritating routine. For you as an industry civil society organization, sir, description of request we to saying.
That's meaning. I think what is may happen or energy before total disrespect for industry stakeholders, full indiscipline in the energy sector, and I think we shall not get it right if this particular indiscipline, dishonesty, and disrespect continues in the energy sector. The American Wing said, I think that so follow story no from some months back. The Gridco continuously are communicating the major challenge in the energy sector as we face it today. Gridco amagana fujina hu wama piu asia hu say the challenge a generational problem. And anytime there's a generational challenge, there was a managing load. Because one managing load are feeding estate. And they are the recipients of the power from either the IPP or state-owned entities within the power sector. No more transfers are power no more receiving Ediama ECG among us. So if they are saying that there is a shortfall in the power of Momo receiving now, what is the problem of ECG managing load so that the machinery and the infrastructure is everything? I think it's because of lack of respect for each institution and the total chaos and discipline in the energy sector, led by the Ministry of Energy. I think that there was or institutionalizes some discipline in the energy sector. Yes, I mean,
but ECG chiremu ni enti omoka say Gridco request they have become irritating. Na se chire no mu nyina chira mu say Gridco ebe notify omo of any load shedding at the 11th hour, and it doesn't give them much time to plan and inform affected customers. And into no moka say irritating. How do you take that?
I think it's not entirely true because Gridco Emma URC, right? The available power periodically. And periodically, there's sometimes Otimima URC that data weeks and even months ahead. And that is why URC order is said by 2nd April. It was said Otimima management timetable, load management timetable. Because at that time, as a country, we knew our energy sector shortfall in terms of generation of power. It is easy catch and say, yeah, man, 11th hour. It's not entirely true, yes. At the point in time, we are not machines need to be say. At the point in time, we are a bit more communicative. But these are contracts signed earlier. You mean say a machine say which are not yet a bit more also erratic outage. But in terms of this problem is a fuel problem, whether gas with a thermal or liquid fuel with the diesel. These are the problems, and these are problems that you knew 5 months ago. And we knew that because of this particular problem of shortage of fuel to power some of these plants, at the end of a shortfall in terms of our available capacity. And ECG knows this. But everyone, the ECG are end recipient, say a catch of class and net in power anymore. The fastest thing your PR can do or your corporate affairs department can do will just communicate to the people. Say, oh, Netco, Gridco, I say the power own China, so today social media is available, print media, traditional media is available to communicate. Omunya the towards the China so Happy FM will be fast to take it and make the electricity users aware of the back. But I think it's just lack of respect for the electricity user, and this banter in the industry is because of huge indiscipline now. I think the Ministry of Energy is supervising it.
But the ECG doesn't just say this, Keke. Omo kwa ahead to provide evidence into Omokase 11th hour. For instance, and it's surprising, say the same instances that Gridco cite as examples of days ECG and comply with Omo load management directive, are the same instances that ECG so cited to defend themselves, saying say Gridco Emma Omo the notification at the 11th hour. Gridco refers to March 2020-24. ECG refers to March 2020-24. As Omumienu examples of blaming each other of not doing on time. So with ECG and with Gridco, they are giving specific examples, and the specific examples are the same.
Okay, so I think that's where the confusion may be in the public. But every time Gridco gives data on the supply of electricity, it doesn't mean that same day and also no. That data is for future use. And any action ECG will take depends on that particular data, not the real-time data. Say, yeah, for my own next, say, I have a shortfall in supplier, maybe issue a load management timetable. No, that data is for future use. And that data becomes a preamble for you to plan as a recipient. Saying, some comoina. Gridco di Mayen. This is Gridco di Mayen dia and the future no dia in power until Gridco communicates better than you restore the supply against our demand. So it is not said here or demand now communicate. No.
So which means are you suggesting, sir, for instance, March 2020-24 example now one more site that might have gone ahead of the March 2024.
What I'm suggesting is that when the March 2024 data was given to ECG, it meant that the 3 days after that March 2024, there's a shortfall in supply of electricity. And for that matter, ECG should communicate to the users, say, do so ever, and maybe some of these areas will be affected. Yes.
But sir, Gridco kase, okay, so me the layman neighbor. We need enough power. Enti yebe manage load no. Sir, Gridco kase yenya enough power. Enti ECG infa timetable emra. Na ECG endiso enti no ebetimi breaki the national system na. As such as saying, you are not getting enough power. Means that then it means that the machines ni be free. So how is it that without a timetable, a betimia breaking system, it is not like power overload. This time around, you are not even getting enough power. How can that destroy or spoil machines?
Okay, me that's me. Ushe enyina mutania. Me fan de sebia kotwa asa kotwa no number of liters bi ne wosekum. The ubu molecules no prosper the problem about
okay,
like when the pressure exerts the recipient, the problem back. That is how power is. So power no abribiana say Gridco edema ECG. I will say allowable capacity be that. I no you bet you depend on the this year. It might depend on. However, no say ECG you power no bro allowable capacity that now. Machines, exhaust machines,
Okay.
Yes, and when he exhausts the machines, and share the machines, I say. So that is the complaint of Gridco. Say, me power na me demand no me say so. Inti imagine nusu embrosu nuru even the allowable capacity ne was say, for other technical operations, and operational supply no and my name goes to the movement ever goes no the machines ever say. And I think they've communicated these various times to QRC, they've communicated these various times to ECG, but I don't know why ECG are very adamant in terms of listening to or no our supply for an
Energy Committee Chairman said ECG Ajatun saw the timetable beba. PURC Ebusa Oma Famba. Would you say this time around no comply?
I don't think so. I don't think ECG will comply with the directive from the Energy and Mines Committee because an institution or no electricity users or more buying a crown or money Energy and Mines Committee, I don't think they will comply because I think ECG has a superior authority in this particular industry than any other stakeholder in the industry. And for that matter, that superior authority has delegated the affairs of ECG. And I think the information they're giving ECG is that don't mind any other stakeholder, don't mind any other institution. Because you shouldn't take Energy and Mines Committee. That's what I said. The indiscipline in the energy sector is caused by the Minister of Energy, in a sense that it shouldn't have taken Energy and Mines Committee to listen to the challenges in the energy sector and maybe tell us the milestones or the solutions that accommodate to as a result of these challenges. And the leader at the Ministry of Energy and then also hold stakeholder engagement and also hold meetings to actually know, because civil society is saying this, politicians are saying that, Greco is saying its own thing, ECG is doing its own thing, maybe NETCO and we and VRA are all complaining, IPVs are complaining. So being the leader of this particular sector, or no name to also hold stakeholder engagement first, and then make sure that the instructive ECG to comply with what Greco has been saying, to comply with what network URC has been saying. But because of the Odwan Timanyana, that is why the Energy and Mines Committee had to come in. And I think that ECG is likely not going to comply with Energy and Mines Committee because there's a superior knowledge within the ministry that is directing the affairs of ECG and ensuring that ECG becomes adamant to the plight of Ghanaians.
So ECG generates a load management timetable. And no grid co for a so a day a distributive available power na.
Okay, so ufe grid co omo a distributive power no edema ECG as various power supply points. Nti ono o distributive ECG maybe for example in a car ECG and no ne be determined because power be the amount 200 megawatts or maybe 500 megawatts or maybe 1000 megawatts. That 1000 megawatts no ECG so e won supply points. How no so be chemu amount also decide energy side. So at the end of the day no grid for the energy say obema say may bulk supply point na e what this particular community no power say na no. Now, no say now no depends on our schedule and our management timetable.
Okay.
Obema we must say and for grid go home. Obema we say and for grid go home. Or no the power na bro. The power ni sir. Then the obecha we ask to be aso no. And no ye what them.
It is not like Gridco depends on ECG timetable to distribute.
Not at all. But rather ECG depends on Gridco's availability of power to distribute.
I get it. But when you're optimistic, say we'll get a timetable anytime soon.
I don't think so, because ECG is likely not to comply with Energy and Mines Committee because Energy and Mines Committee is not the first to instruct or direct them to issue load management schedule. TRC, a state institution that is responsible for the electricity user, ECG and for more annually. Gridco also a supplier of electricity or transport of electricity to ECG and for one year. And the ECG the Energy and Mines Committee, baby. Said, yeah, what the Energy and Mines Committee is here. Yeah, now, Obi Ferrier, and I said, BB, and Abba. I don't think ECG will comply with Energy and Mines Committee because ECG operations over in recent time need communication, the delivery, all the communication, PR in this crisis, HSA or no Untubia or no the obey and all yet. And I think that if that gentleman is not brought to order, I'm sure all the crisis can see into me and so on because most of the machines in the industry, machines acting, and we need to manage them carefully. They are managing machines efficiently. Now, the also the policies I think you exhaust two machines now. And that crisis that they buy a better worse than what we are experiencing today.
Ben, happy FM that's